why Python is so popular. Any reason behind it? If let us find out the reason now. What is the reason the Python is becoming so popular? Previously, we were not discussing more about Python, but recently from past 5 to 6 years, I've been seeing every company is talking about the Python. What is the reason? Let me tell you like what is the reason behind the Python. So here I'm talking about the features of the Python here. Python is most productive language here. Now what is productive language now? Productive language is something where you write less and get the output more. With a few code, just write a few lines of code and get the output. That is what productive means here. It is a language which is having the dynamic typing. So what is the dynamic typing means? So dynamic typing means here something where you do not require to define data types. You don't say, okay, this is the integer and is having certain, this is a float or this is a string. You don't require to say in the Python case. It is very simple. Python, you just give the value. You're going to see this practically. So you'll understand what dynamic typing practically also. There also I'll explain you. But let us understand quickly here. The dynamic typing means on runtime, interpreters say that this is an integer. This is a float. This is a string. All that is happening during the runtime. That is what dynamic typing means. The language is having a rich set of libraries. Let me tell you, Python is having such a big library because of the big community. Python is having the biggest community in the world now. So that community has developed so much of library for us, whether it is a data science library, machine learning library, web programming library, whichever the library you want to say, that is available now. So it has a rich set of library in the Python case. So and has a large community. Then next feature is that is a language which is very easy. So you can use it. Anybody is like anybody can learn. It's easy to learn as well as for use also. So I guess why it is easy. There are main reason is like the number of lines of code. The lines of code is less, and it is a more natural language. It's not like you need to understand like how do you allocate the memory, pointers, references, all those things. We don't require to worry here. You don't require to write a word like static, public static, void main, or you can just imagine like like other language. You need to talk to the machine also. It's not like here. A lot of things is done by the interpreter itself. So Python is taking care of a lot of things here, allocation of memory, and internally communicating to compile is also done by the Python interpreter itself. So it's unnatural language, you can say. That's why it is very easy. Having the simple syntax, you will see very few keywords in the Python case. Even as come to the Perl language. In the Perl, what happened? You have a lot of syntax available, although it is a interpreted language, but Python case we have a less keyword, and with a less keyword you do more, and that's what you will see in the case of Python. Code readability, here the language is what you will see, there is a readable code. You can easily see like how the block started, how the block ended. So it's an indented language. That's why we call code readability. So this was the second point. The third point is the language is mature. Let me know, Python has not come recently. It is there from almost now 30 plus years now. It started in the 1989. The person who started is a Guido van Rossum. I'll be discussing more about him. But 1989, almost now 2020. So almost 30 plus years, that kind of maturity is there in the language. So much of library and has a very good supportive community. So whatever you want, you have the solution available. Let me tell you, Python is community is providing you lots of video tutorials, blogs, online tutorials, guidelines, everything is available. Even you visit the site python.org or even the Anaconda, you will see the tutorials are available. So that is what we say experience means. So it has already so many things available. It's not like you need to start from the scratch here. A lot of things are already developed. You just need to understand how to use it. Thing is like in the Python, things are more. You just need to learn it. You need to just use it. So by using only, we learn more in this case. As previously also I discussed that Python is having a rich set of libraries, and it is one of the fastest. It has a great framework also available. Like we have a Django framework, which is a web framework mostly for web application development. So what are the libraries which are, I say like, which are very useful? The library like Matplotlib library. If you would like to see the the graphical usage, like you would like to see the various chart. So you like to have the plot of your data. You have data and statistical data. You like to see the plot of that data. So in that case, you can go for the matplotlib library. We also have a engineering library available, like for the scientific purpose, and that is called scipy library. We also have a numeric library available, numpy library available. We have a web scraping library available, like a Beautiful Soup and BS4, or so they are like a web scraping library. So this way you have a great, or you can say the rich setup library for the usage purpose. Now there is a flexibility. This is most important part in the one of the, I can say, why Python is becoming so popular. Python is giving you flexibility. Now what flexibility? As it is general purpose language, as I say in the definition itself, it allows you to develop the varieties of application. What kind of application? You can go for web application, you can go for automation of anything you want to automate. Python is there for you. You have GUI programming as one of the option available. So in case you would like to go for Windows programming, go for the library like tkinter, and you can start creating the GUI programming also. If you want to go for the the game development, the library is available. I'll be talking about which library is there for the game development also. We have a test automation. Recently I have taken one workshop on test automation only. You can look at that workshop also, how you can use a Python for test automation. And most of the company, whenever you're developing some product, automation is needed, and in that case testing is very, very important. So you can use a library like a Selenium library. So Python is having the Selenium library. Using the Selenium, you can do web automation testing also. Also, it has a unit testing library available by which you can write your test cases also. Not only that, you can go for network automation. Like in the Cisco company, previously they were having the automation using only the shell scripting, but now they're having all that automation of network done using the Python now. So all that router automation, router configuration, switch configuration, all that configuration is done by Python script only now. I have taken several workshops for the Cisco company. They all are using the Python now for the network automation, cloud automation, and many more companies. Let me do with my experience. I have worked with 100+ MNC, and all that company, they were asking for different purpose. Someone was saying like, sir, we would like to go for the web programming. Which particular library I should use it? I was saying, okay, the best and the robust library is a Django. Go for the Django framework. Yeah, we have other framework available, like a Flask is there, Pyramid is there. But then when you go for Django, it is a robust library. It is scalable and you can do the thing quickly. So web programming. So then someone asked from the company, like networking company, they said, so which is a library I should use for the networking purpose? I said, yes, you have a great library called NetMiko and Paramiko. Go for it. And using the NetMiko, you can communicate with whichever the router device you want to communicate, or whichever the switch device you want to communicate, and you can do the configuration and automation part there. You can get the report automatically. Network automation. Guys, you are from networking, go for network automation. You are from web development, go for web. So you have a choice now. That is the flexibility. That is what the expectations are. So the language is giving the flexibility for all the careers. So you have all the career options available. You are not restricted to do specific purpose. You are interested in database, your option are for database also, big data also. Whichever option as a career you would like to choose, there is a option in the Python, because the community has done great work for all of us. For each and every type of category, libraries are available. As previously I was saying, like the framework, rapid web framework, Django, Flask, and the Pyramid, these are the fastest web framework already available. Those who like to go for the e-commerce based application development, and that's something which is in demand. Our project like GKTCS.com and GKTCS.in, both the product we have developed, both are LMS product. These products are developed using the Django only. Now, we have done a lot of work in the Python and Django. Python, Django, as well as we are connected to data science. Somewhere we have written the chatbots. We are using the AI application also. We are doing practically lots of projects we are developing in the Django, and still going on. Almost I can say 30+ applications we are developed using the Django now. We are integrating the Django with a high-level language like AngularJS. Somewhere now we are using the React.js. So all those web technology which are there, we can directly connect with them. And also we can connect to any database like mostly what we are using and recommending also is a PostgreSQL. It's a freely available and so open source database. So I will recommend all of you, those who are using the Django, go for the database like PostgreSQL, or you can go for some other database which is like a MySQL or Oracle, but then that is something where the commercial applications are developed, where the company is giving the license to you. So the next thing is the game developments. Most of the kids, they are like, they just started their career in the after the 10, and they're asking, sir, I'm very much interested in the game development. I'm fascinated to play the game, and I would like to develop the games and all. So my recommendation for them, go for the library like PySoy or Pygame. This is a library which you can explore more for the game development. So you have a choice. Now, someone who like to become big, by how you want to become, by doing the big data analysis. Someone who like to, think about trillions of data, petabytes of data, you need a solution. Do you know you have the solution for that also? Yes, there is a solution. Here, this is the most important part of my, the why Python is, becoming so popular. Let me tell you, this is the slide which you should take it in a seriously, like why I am saying the Python is becoming so popular. The reason, the kind of library which is the most fastest library, most high level library, PySpark. Maybe I think very few guys will be knowing about the PySpark here. I'm one of the, in the India, one of the trainer who started the PySpark training almost 5 years back. And that time only the PySpark came. I did a lot of research on the PySpark. Let me do, previously only Spark was a famous language for the big data analysis and all. But now Python has created one PySpark library using on top of the Hadoop. It is the library which is on top of Hadoop. If you want to go for big data analysis, then PySpark is a library for that. Something where you want to do the machine learning using the big data now. Machine learning, data science, using the big data, PySpark is there. For working on the PySpark, there are certain prerequisites. And what is the prerequisite? You should have the knowledge about Python, because all the script will be done in the Python. Obviously, that's the base language. The second is you should know the big data also. What big data? You should know the Hadoop concept, how the big Hadoop data, distributed file system is there. So HDFS concept should be known to you. And because here PySpark will be on top of the big data, means Hadoop. So having the knowledge of Hadoop, then you can go for the Spark or PySpark directly. So there you will see like, okay, how we can do the mapper and reducer program. So all that we can do in the case of PySpark. And it's like a functional. You just write one line code and you can do a lot of things using the PySpark. That's a very interesting part in the PySpark. Then the other library which is already there in the, after installing, whatever installation we are done right now, in the case of Anaconda, we have the library available called NumPy. NumPy allows you to go for the, you can say the multidimensional array and the matrices. So if you would like to go for numeric things like matrices operations, because every image is internally is a matrix, or you can say array. If you want to go for the internally, whatever you see, like, how the calculations are done, how the matrix calculations are done, how array calculations are done. If you want to explore more, go for the NumPy library. In the topic like data science, I'll be covering the NumPy part. So right now I have not started, but very soon I'll be starting the workshop on NumPy data science library, like NumPy, then pandas, and then sklearn or scikit-learn. So what is sklearn? It is specifically for the machine learning. So if you want to train the machine, then you require to give certain, there are some algorithms are there. So these algorithms are already defined in the Python case. So here we have a scikit-learn, and in that you can use various machine learning algorithm like linear regression, logistic regression, and you can predict something. So based on input, you can have the output here, and also in case you like to predict something, then you can go for the sklearn or scikit-learn or machine learning library. Then in case you like to have the data frame, like you like to process the data, as your data could be SQL data, could be Excel data, or CSV data, what is the types of data it is. Now, Panda is such a powerful library. Let me know, some companies are working only are using the Pandas. Very powerful library. Allows you to, process the data, which is could be of any format, could be CSV, JSON, Excel, and all that can be used like a database, and you can perform the various operations like data cleaning, data wrangling, data mongling, and all that can be done using the Pandas. And also you can then use a matplotlib LIBs or Seaborn, and you can visualize the data. So this is a very important library for data science. I will recommend those who like to go for data science, go for NumPy, Pandas, and scikit-learn library. Now, next thing comes, some guys are very much interested in the case of neural network. Neural network, you have a library available in the TensorFlow. Again, this is the library in the Python internally. So if you want to go for, you like to go for the AI application development, go for the TensorFlow library. And yes, it is there in the scikit-learn also, but TensorFlow gives you freedom to decide what is the type of machine learning or network, deep learning programming you like to do. So TensorFlow is there. So deep learning and all, you can go for TensorFlow. Then image processing and all, go for the OpenCV computer vision. So there are many things which are already available, and it is your choice based on the requirement. You need to select the library. Then the desktop, I'd say like some guys are interested for the GUI programming. For them, the solution, yes, go for TK-Inter. GUI programming is something, or obviously like for the Windows-based programming and all, we have a library available called TK-Inter, WX Widget, KV, PyQt. This kind of these are the libraries which are already available now, right? So web scraping, some of you guys are interested to scrap the data from web technologies. Let me do nowadays what happened. You have data available on various format, and you have the data available in a form of HTML5 or XML format. You have JSON format. So various formats of data are there. Now, if you want to extract that data from the HTML5 web pages or from the XML, so you need to have some scraping library, and Python is having that scraping library available. With the help of this scraping library, you can extract data from web also. So now you can hack the data. You can hack data from wherever, like even you can automate the things like a Selenium. Like Selenium allows you to test also whether you are able to, you can say, check the various forms of the web also. That all thing can be done here. So these are the libraries which are there for the web scraping purpose. So Beautiful Soap, Scrappy, LXML, Request, Selenium, URLib. So much of things. That's why the Python is becoming so popular. You have plenty of things to do. Now it's your choice. It's your choice. You need to decide whether you like to do the web scrap, whether you like to go for big data, whether you like to go for GUI programming, whether you like to go for the, so it's game programming. So choice is yours. And that's why I say the language is very much flexible. Someone who is very much interested for the embedded programming, because as I say, like in a class of 100 students, there will be some guys interested in the embedded programming. There will be some guys who are interested in IoT, Internet of Things. There will be someone who is interested in the web application development. There will be someone who is interested in database programming. So everybody will have different interests. Python is giving you option to select your interest now. And here there is an option for the embedded application development, and you can buy the Raspberry Pi. You can explore more on working on the devices also. Let me look. Python is written in the C language. As a result, what happened? You can also have something written in the C also and something in the high level language. So there's a combination. You can have some object written in the C and some using the Python itself. So I hope you understood like why Python is so popular. Here I'd like to summarize here that why Python. So there are reasons like Python is having the dynamic typing. It has a built-in data structure, which is again a high-level data structure, has a powerful library available, and beautiful framework like Django, Flask, and many more frameworks as per the requirement. It has a great community support available, so much of library, so much of documentation. The community is doing the great job in the Python case. and allows you to do the rapid web application, is a language which is open source, easy to learn, and that is what all about the Python, why Python is so becoming popular. So I hope you understood the theory part here. Just wanted to tell you, like, there's a career in the Python. You have a great career in the Python because Python is becoming so popular day by day, and the language has become so popular and easy to learn language in the 2020. One of the easiest language to learn is a Python now. You can see from this graph itself. I hope it is clear to all of you, like, why Python is so popular now.